Good morning, everybody.
What up?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Miss
everybody.
Jess, welcome
Hey!
back.
Yay!
Woo! And the crowd goes wild.
That's why.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where we're bringing you your fishy news and entertainment. And it's where the Aquarius go. It's being at the Aquatic Morning Show. So I'm back.
Welcome back.
It's been a rough road. I will get to that right off the bat. If you have to do it, you have to do it, and there's no way getting around it. But God bless. It was worse than probably any of my other surgeries I've ever had. And I was scared going into it. But it is for the best. So
I was worried. I was worried
Beautiful.
that. Yeah, I was worried that you did your little thing, and then you saw the show was going good. I thought you'd be like, I can just sublease this out and have them do all the work, and I'm just gonna sit back and just.
No.
absolutely
No.
not.
We
No.
need Jess. Not the
The
same
show
without
was
her.
good. The show went on. It did good. I know that if something catastrophic happened, I would be okay. The show would be okay. But no, my show.
We need Miss Jess.
Good morning, Kenneth, Theo, Eric, White Rock. So with the new teeth comes the new talk. So you just gotta get used to it. Becca's 410, Scott's Aquatics, Glitch Aquatics, Stephen P 2003. I'm not even gonna try the last part right now.
Aquatics.
I mean, I could say it. It's just like one of the special words right now I don't want to say.
It's got all the letters that are hard.
Exactly. It's got all of them.
Special words.
Yeah. J. Oliver Guppies and Aquatics. Good morning, Muppet 929. Let's see. Moving on down. Monster Fish Gal. Sharpie. Color Guppies. Wow, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's going on?
Oh, and we've got our very first super chat of the day from Stephen P 2003
What?
Aquatics. $10 to say welcome back, Jess.
Thank you,
Welcome back.
Stephen. Thank you, thank you. ISHP. Good morning, lady.
Nice, Joseph.
That's not nice, Joseph.
I hadn't even gotten to where that. I just.
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, I got my
Here, wait. Let me turn my mug the other
computer
way.
is gonna give me all of my notifications now instead of doing it earlier.
Oh, I love that. Make today
today.
count.
Awesome.
I have to remind myself every morning when I drink coffee to make today count.
I have to remind myself every morning that I'm Wonder Woman in disguise.
Myself every morning when I drink coffee to make today count.
Uh-oh, somebody's
I
got
gotta
a
remind
phone.
myself I'm a big ass metalhead, and it's empty.
There you go.
It's empty though. So
Oh my gosh. Stop.
hey, I have a question for you since I'm driving and everything. So I'm still on the StreamYard thing right there, but I can't see any of the chats. How do I do this while I'm driving with a quick button? I know I hit chat, but then it doesn't show the live chat on there.
You have to hit chat and then hit comments as opposed to private chat. There will be two options in there.
I can see the comments, but I can't comment.
But then you won't be able to see our lovely faces.
I know that's
And I mean Jerry.
oh, yeah, and I really can't see nothing now. Now it's like, how do I get out of this now?
Bing,
Okay.
Backstorm.
I'm stuck in this new comments.
Hit the chevron that goes back. Don't hit the X or you'll boot yourself out.
I'm back. I can see you guys now, so I just don't need to see chat. So
John
We'll
McKenzie.
read it to you.
Yeah. Let's see. Jess could video herself trying to say some of these for a short. No lie. No lie. It's more like I talk with a lisp because of the inside being so low or thicker now. And that's the only difference. I don't feel like I'm trying to hold them in or anything. It's just that anymore. It just is that part.
Well, and that just takes a teeny bit of getting used to. You'll be there in no time.
Yeah, and I'll be there, and then I'll get the bottoms, and then I'll have to learn how to do it all over again.
The bottoms are way easier than the
Good.
Yeah, because you don't push off the bottom of your jaw, your bottom jaw with your tongue.
True.
Ever?
Ever.
No, not much.
No. Maybe you touch the back of your bottoms, but
yeah.
So
you touch the back of your bottoms.
So we can say anything about Joe and he wouldn't know.
Me?
No, my husband.
Your Joe or not me?
My Joe.
I was gonna say, because I'm right here, y'all.
Yeah.
No, they're saying in chat they can say anything about you, Joe, Shrimp's Shack, Joe, because you can't read chat.
Oh.
I'll rewatch it, okay?
Yeah.
Taintix, good morning. Monster Fish Gals putting out Papa Shrimp's links, putting them links out, put out Miss Joe's a minute ago. Natural Aquariums.
Jess, I have a question for you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What?
While you've been gone,
yeah,
I know you've been lurking because you can't help it. So in between resting and bouts of pain that you've been dealing with, I know you've been watching. What are some of the things that you've noticed or heard that's kind of got you excited and that you want to talk about?
Well, see, it wasn't so much on my show, actually. It was on Joe's show that I didn't know, and that I did learn, and you told me too, that you're a judge, and you're a judge of
in the shrimp contest
at Aquashella.
Yes. So I called up Papa Shrimp, and because he was thinking about entering the contest, and I called him up, and I said, "Hey, we were all in the Rob, Grant, Eric, and I were all in this live chat, zooming, and I called him up and I said, look, are you going to enter the contest?" He's like, yeah, I was kind of thinking about it and everything else. And I gave him the opportunity to be a judge. And if he would have told me no, I told him yesterday when I talked to him on the phone, I would have told him he's dumb. I said dumb in some other words, but I'm not going to say it right here because as a shrimp breeder and stuff, I mean, anybody can enter a contest and anybody can win a contest. You just have to have the right shrimp. But being chosen to be a judge is a lot a higher standard and more people look for. I'd rather be a judge and enter any contest. I mean, I've entered contests and I've won my category. It's the international contest, and it's so much better to be a judge than anything else, and then you can learn the tricks of the trades of what we're looking for as judges, and that's why I asked them. So, but yeah, if you would have told me no, I've been like, you was dumb.
Dumbass.
I think I didn't say that when I talked to him yesterday. So.
And not to interrupt, but we just got another $4.99 super chat from Bex410 who says, always a great morning with your lovely faces. Thanks for giving us fish chat and chat just jumped and it disappeared.
Oh,
fish chat with our coffee. Glad you're back, Jess.
Thank you. Stephen P., other than not saying the last part of his name, says she sells seashells by the seashore. And yes, it was really hard to say, but I did it.
it! You nailed it, Jess.
I've been
Well,
practicing.
how much wood could a
Somebody-
woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck could chuck wood? Come on.
Yeah, I hadn't
A
mastered
lot.
that one yet. I
A
haven't
lot.
mastered that one
It's
yet.
a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
So just to let everybody know that's watching, I do have another hobby that I am doing, and I'm actually doing it right now, just so nobody freaks out and stuff. I am Pokemon hunting early in the morning because we had a new product launch this morning. So I'm just letting y'all know that I'm already at my first destination. I have to run in there and check, but you guys are gonna. I'll be walking with the camera. They'll be like, "What
Cool.
the frick are you doing? What are you doing?" I see my second destination, and people are already waiting there. So
Oh,
I'm
and
gonna do
we
the
just
first
got
destination
another.
first.
We just got another $1.99 super chat from Fishy on Tanktix. Thank you, Fishy on.
Hey,
Whoop whoop,
man,
making it
y'all
rain
are
up in here for Miss
sweet.
Jess. That's what's up.
Thank you. Thank you. Helps me get to Aquashella and back. And who knows what kind of goodies I might pick up to bring back to give away.
Jess, is it more money for our Bucky's trip? I need Bucky nuggies
Yeah.
or
Oh my
bites
God.
or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes. That's right. Yes. Okay. So we have decided that, because everybody knows that Ed's a big fan of Bucky's, and I love Bucky's, and so I will pass Bucky's on the way going to Dallas. Well, I'm going to stop on the way through. Well, one of the nights, either Saturday night or Sunday before Shanna's got to get on her plane, I'm taking Shanna to Bucky's.
I've never been to Bucky's. We don't even have Bucky's here. We don't there's like one or two truck stops that have like big gas stations that have stuff in it, but it's just not really like a thing out here. A lot of times gas
Right.
stations won't even have a convenience store attached. It's just gas. And then you
Yeah.
got to go to like 7-Eleven or Plaid Pantry or something to get the rest of your
There's
nonsense.
like two of them headed from Louisiana to Florida. And so we passed two of them coming back from Florida. Well, then when I went over there for that fish swap, we passed by it then. I was like, oh no, we're stopping. Mm-hmm. And it's a perfect time for me to stop and get gas anyway. So it's like perfect timing. So yes, I'm going to bring us some Bucky nuggets, and then we're going to go back and get some more because we're going to eat them all. Geek Boy, hey, good morning. Mystery Snell Guardians, good morning. Lily
Miss Annette?
Bloom this.
We can just call her Lily.
Oh, that's what I'm
Miss
going to
Lily.
do. Miss Lily. And seen earlier was I meant to say good morning to Atlantis Rattery and Exotics, Richard McCarthy, and Joseph Stanley, of course. But Bigfoot Fish Tanks. Dennis, good morning. And there's Sunny saying, don't forget to Gracie her hot dog. She will tell if you forget. She won't tell. You count the damn hot dogs. Rising Sun Aquatics, and I do. I forget like every day. I get off the stream and it's like another world. Boom. Everyone needs to super chat a tongue twister to Jess.
It's speech therapy via monetary support.
Right. Me and Shanna were already ahead of that. She was giving me something to practice several days ago when I was already worried about being able to talk.
You're doing so well, though. Like, seriously, you're healing up. You're doing good. Good job, lady. And you look so pretty.
Thank you.
Pretty.
Say, I hope I just don't look different, except for when I smile, I had teeth back here.
Your smile just looks bigger.
Good.
Like, yeah, you look beautiful.
So I can smile and cover my bottom teeth up. So I wanted Joe Shrimp Shack and Jerry Papa Shrimp to come on because they're judges at Aquashella, and I'm about 85% talked into entering the contest.
You need to enter, Jess. You got to enter.
But I want to know what you guys look for. how would you guys pick the perfect shrimp?
I'll let Joe
if
go
there's
with that
cocktail
because
sauce,
There's cocktail sauce. Yeah, there's one. But they're a little minute for that. They wouldn't even be an hors d'oeuvre before an hors d'oeuvre.
I would use my
All
own
right, so
personal favorite things, but we have a scorecard that Joe is very familiar with that he sent
First,
me last night.
I don't want you to go by the scorecard yet. We're going to do that in a minute. I want you to just tell me first, as a judge or as a professional, what you look for. If you were going to pick your shrimp, what are you looking for in a, just say a basic, a red, a cherry shrimp?
all right. Do you want me to kind of take that one right off the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So if I was going to enter the contest like I did in 2017, I first go by the categories of what's in the category. So some have size,
And they have sex rules. So the rule that we have this year is they have to be at least 3/4 of an inch. So juvies can hide their sexes at smaller than 3/4 of an inch. So I always try and pick the biggest ones, and if they're buried, I try to pick the buried ones too. And then the best color, and they have to match. So if you're doing like a cherry shrimp, you're gonna want all the ones to look similar, or don't have one with backline and some without backlines. So you send 5 shrimp in, and they pick the best 3 out of all of them. You don't get to choose the 3; they get to choose the 3. So, and that's how we end up doing it at the contest. So I would go by definitely size and by them matching and being in color and stuff.
So
for like this.
Go ahead. So go ahead, Pop Jerry.
We just got a $5 super chat from Eric Wyrock. Says, welcome back, Jess.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
Anyway, carry on.
Is there a contest for most jacked up cold shrimp?
I have a 2-headed coal. Does that win me something?
Yeah. But that's what we look for in a contest is the size, is the sexes, their leg patterns. Like some have like a spider markings on the legs where it's some red, some clear. We look for that.
So you need to know your shrimp. Like, okay, where would we go to? Okay, say for the blues, because there's so many different color blues. If we're not exactly sure which color blue we have, like I started out with blue dreams. I no longer have blue dreams because mine have gotten darker. They're not black; they're still blue, but they're not blue dreams. So
there's not really a category that says blue dreams, blue velvet, fantasy blue, or anything like that. So if you like the consistency of color in your blue shrimp, it doesn't really matter if it's a blue dream or a blue velvet or blue diamond or any of that.
Here's the thing: is so many people over in Taiwan, because blue, it was a Neocaridina davidii variation blue is what it technically is. So what breeders did over in Taiwan is someone came up with the blue dream, and then of course someone came up with like fantasy blue. It's the same thing. It's not a different shrimp. It's the same thing. So you don't have to specifically know what your name of your shrimp is. All you have to know is it's a Neocaridina. It's same as like the tiger or Krister or Taiwan B. It's a base main category on there. So as long as your shrimp look identical, that's all that matters.
And then you have the really category for the other Neos. So you basically have 2 categories for Neocaridina. You have the solids and you have the really. And that's it. Very simple.
So then how do you judge them against each other?
Again, it's based on color, size, the consistency between the different shrimp, the patterns on the legs, like is it a blue velvet with clear legs or is it a blue velvet with blue legs? That makes a big difference. So
is it an orange with orange legs or orange with clear. Okay. What about the shrimp that have the lines down their backs?
If you're going to put in shrimp with a back line, then you want to have all of your shrimp with back lines instead of a couple solid and then one with a back line, because then it doesn't show consistency. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What you're really trying to show is that you can breed shrimp that look like the line is stabilized, that the colors are consistent, it's throughout, it's not patchy. I mean, there may be several different entries of blue shrimp, but of course, if you like Lucas, his blue shrimp are well known because they're definitely awesome blue shrimp. I mean, he's been working on that line for years, so his blue shrimp are awesome. So, but that's something that we're looking for, is just this consistency in the color.
We have a question from chat that says, can Joe or anyone explain what it means when they say pure line shrimp? Is that they tend to keep their original colors? You kind of just touched on that, but is that what they're talking about?
Yes, because sometimes you'll get some shrimp, like let's say, for example, I got some fantasy blue shrimp one time. And then next thing you know, out of those shrimp, I had some black ones, I had some wild ones, I had some carbon-like ones, and it really just blew my mind at how many different shrimp I had. And then I started learning about genetics and trying to stabilize the lines so that they're more purebred. Now in the Caridinas, that's more, it's more of a common practice for your lines to be kept pure. That's why they have the pure red lines now instead of just the crystal red.
Glitch was saying, I thought the backlines meant that they are older shrimp. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. That usually that's the indication. As they mature and get older, they develop the back line. But that's also something that I've seen bred into shrimp now, to where they're getting the back lines into the shrimp.
Especially the oranges, right?
Yeah, like the oranges and yellows.
I have orange and yellows, and I was just thinking, dang it, I bought a bunch of old shrimp because all of mine had the lines on them. No wonder they died. And I'm like, nope, still me. It was me.
Yeah,
nope.
I think a lot. Well, most of my oranges do as well. They have the high. I don't know. I call it the high yellow with a high orange line, even though it's the top of them, but still it's a brighter color. It's not like a darker color.
Right.
I don't know.
Lighter,
hey, IHSP, I hear what you're saying, but this time, when I was in Florida, I was a volunteer. So I got to see part of the shrimp contest that I hadn't never seen before. And now as a judge, seeing everything that they've learned over the past couple of Aquashellas and the way that they do it in Joe with the international shrimp contest, he's bringing a lot of that format to what we're doing. So that way it does make it more consistent and we get the rules defined and judging more consistent across the board. Like I said, we have a scorecard. So yeah, we could go by our personal preference, but we really, to avoid that and reduce that, oh, this is my favorite, then we have the scorecard to keep us judging on the same parameters.
So yeah, I didn't bring the international score sheets. So usually, so I've been a part of I've talked to the Dortmund organizers and the Chips organizers, and they don't share any of their scorecards. So my score sheet was something I got from one of the Dortmund judges, and I was told not to share it, which I was kind of opposed to anybody sharing their score sheets, and this is the reason why.
What do you mean? What do you mean sharing it?
Share as let the public know what we're looking for, because this is the reason why. If we let the score sheet come out and you look at the score sheet and you think that you went by all the rules on the score sheet and you score lower than what you think, then we start getting hassled. It did happen at one of the Aquashellas. We started getting messaged about, why did this happen? Why did this happen? I followed this guideline. It's like, that's why I didn't want the score sheets to be shown, because there's the conflict of what happens if the person doesn't score as high as what they think they're going to score. But we set it up as kind of like a board, and I got kind of outvoted on that one, and we came up with this new score sheet. So it's based out of 100 points, which is super cool, because we always do the 100-point format on this one too, and we're allowed to have judges' impressions, which is decent, where a judge can go over and let's say a Neocaridina versus a Caridina. A Neocaridina isn't as hard to breed as what it is for a Caridina, especially for culling. So that's where we get the judges' impressions, where like a cherry shrimp, I probably give like 1 or 2 points because it's not hard to breed those. But a red fancy tiger is harder to breed, which I would give them more points. So that's what's kind of cool about this one, is we have judges' impressions, and that's super cool because it allows the judges to give separate points for what we think is harder to breed than what's super easy to breed.
But with Neocardinas, the yellows and the oranges would be harder to breed than the blues and the reds, right?
No, a Neocaridina is a Neocaridina. I would take a Rilly is harder to breed because Rillies have patterns. So the thing is Rillies can go from being the red head, clear body, red tail to actually have not so straight lines. So I would take them as a little bit harder than anything else. A solid color is pretty much easy to, if you have a tank of solid colors, they're going to pretty much breed solid colors. You might do some culling, but it's not as hard as what I would think on the Neo category is what a Rilly would be. But we also did this for the format of a Neocaridina should not win a grand championship award against a $1,000 shrimp. It's harder to breed a boa and a red fancy tiger for the genetics of, hey, you have to do tons of culling in there versus going by a score format of 1 to 10. Because if you go 1 to 10, a Neocaridina is always going to win because it's a solid color. It's all about size for them, and they can score higher. But then when you come to a Caridina, there's more like patterns, and there's leg looks and everything else, which you get deducted points on there, so you're not going to score a higher 10. But now if you go up to a score of 100 with judges' impressions, we're allowed to give separate points for, hey, this boa, we know it takes about 4 years to breed this from the beginning to end. This is a great pattern. Let's give more points on that one.
But you don't judge them against each other, the Neos to the Caridinas.
But for a grand champion, it was done before. What they did is they took the points from every shrimp, and whoever scored the highest points got the grand champion. Which of course a Neocaridina would do that. Which even people in Taiwan were like, "How did a Neo beat a $1,000 shrimp?"
Yeah.
It was unheard of. And that's why we decided to change the scoring sheet a little bit, because in theory, a Caridina should win the grand champion unless it's like a whole brand new line. A cherry shrimp is a cherry shrimp. Cherry shrimps have been out there for a long time. Boas haven't been out there that long, and they're harder to breed. If that makes sense.
Oh, and before we get too far ahead of it, 3G wanted me to sing to you, so he gave you $20 to say, "Welcome back."
Don't worry, I'm here.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm just picking my nose. So I don't want people to see.
He gave the live $20.
He gave Miss Jess.
I was gonna say, I'll like PayPal you $1 here and there if you can just sing the rest of the show and just kind of make her annoyed.
What? No, Jess loves my singing.
I have a mute button.
She hasn't kicked me out the studio, but
that's right. I got one of those too.
Well, somebody made a comment. Somebody made a comment earlier about. I think it's better to release the scoring methods. It's a good way for people to learn how to improve. Yes. And I get what you're saying. Yes. It does. But I look at it from, I have an idea that I've been tossing around in my head. And I think the more I get familiar with people like Joe and Eric and you get to know them, see what they think, I'd like to do a standards book or listing where people could see this is how shrimp are graded on a breeder level standard that we could use for the public, not the actual scorecards that are used in contests, but just here's a picture of what a triple S grade shrimp looks like versus you know, an A to S mixed grade or
Like
stuff
a
like
breeding guide as opposed
Yes.
to
Well,
a scoring guide.
there is stuff.
So they
There
know
is
what to
stuff out
pull
there for
for.
pictures of what an A grade is, what an S grade is, what a double S, what a triple S is. And you know, I don't have a problem. You know, like when people enter contests and they have questions about why they didn't score, I don't mind helping them out on this. But when the judges start getting private messaged after a show of why they didn't score high and they don't believe this is true and this has got to be rigged and everything else, then it comes down to, look, a score sheet should not be given out because now you're putting the judges are getting private messaged about, hey, I think this is like rigged. I think this is gone. You know, it's like it's happened before the international contest. I've been messaged after the after it's all done saying this was rigged. This person's shrimp better. The judges don't know whose shrimp are in what tank. We don't.
Right.
So the organizers they receive the shrimp and then they put them in the tanks and the judges cannot be anywhere around. Saturday morning, the judges go before the show opens up and they do their judging on that one. So that's where it's like, I believe judges should not contact breeders ahead of time trying to fill tanks because someone could leak out what they're putting in a tank and it's unfair advantage.
But y'all
That's
don't know.
That's my personal concept on this one. This is how I do the international contest. Like, I'm the director of the international contest, so I don't enter the contest at all, and I'm never a judge. So I can contact breeders saying, hey, you should enter this, you should enter this, but I never slip out who enters what or anything else. And I never show my scorecard until the day of scoring. And then I go with the judges and I sit down and I tell them what the score sheet is. And then as soon as it's done, I collect it all, make sure that there's no loose ones out there. I tally up the points. And then what I do is I get all the judges around and I go through the score sheet saying, you guys chose first for this one, second for this one, third for this one. Do you all concur? Because you might have someone that specializes in neocardinas and doesn't specialize in cardinas, and they might score the cardinas wrong because they don't specialize in it, which would screw up the average points on it, which in theory you could, let's say two of the judges gave these cardinas a 9 out of 10. And the person that is specialized in neocardinas gives it 2 out of 10. Well, that law of average would bring that down. We could actually take that low score and actually set it aside and just go by the 2 other scores to make it a more fair contest.
But I also like, that's why we have the fan favorite portion, because it gives somebody a chance to have just a really pretty shrimp. It may not win the awards, but it could be the show favorite or the fan favorite because they really like that one. And that's
I 100% agree on that one. We do it at the international. We have a fan favorite, which the last international contest was Vin's Shadow Pandas. And I was able to buy him after the fact super cheap. And I'm like, why? This got over 1,000 votes. Why did I buy this so cheap? Because the average breeder has had Shadow Pandas. So I'm like, well, I'm going to buy him then, whatever. I'm not a favorite. I shook my head like, whatever, guys, I got a sweet deal on this one. But it comes down to where some shrimp breeders take this very competitively, where, you know, some people look at it like Grant, Eric Lucas, Flip and I, we're all like enemies. We're not enemies. We're all friends. We all talk. We all get along with each other. We all hang out at the shows and stuff like this. You know, I'm known for certain things. My customers go here, they go there. I mean, there's no real 100% loyalty. I mean, everybody goes by, you know, price of the shrimp and the quality of the shrimp, which I think that's what should happen on that. Yes, having a lot of pedigrees of winning contests does work, but it gets to a point where it's like, how many pedigrees do you need before it's like, okay, yeah, you won a bunch of awards. It is what it is. We understand that versus, you know, doing a contest and being a judge for a contest and then knowing what to look for. Like, I've done it before where people send me pictures all the time on, what do you think of this shrimp? And I'm honest. I'm like, hey, this is what I think about this shrimp. You should do this, you know, call this one. And I don't have a problem doing that. I think a standard for shrimp is tough because, Jess, you may think a certain quality of a shrimp is so much better than what I think as a judge.
Yeah.
And that's like, I was working on another own line, and there was actually a flaw in its head, which I was trying to produce a Spider-Man, which I like the whole concept of having that flaw on everyone's head. But for a contest, people would be like, no.
Like,
yeah, there's a standard right there for the cherry shrimp.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but
Right.
it's like okay, it shows the really the painted fire, the fire. I don't know, Sakura.
Yep.
I don't even know what that is.
So Sakura grades are the ones that usually come at Petco. So Sakura grades have a nice crisp body where it's opaque, but it might have a little backline. So if you enter a contest and you have a shrimp that has a backline, you might want to have all your shrimp that have backlines on it so they all match. So that's what we kind of look at too is the color, if there's any patterns, if all the patterns match, because by having a shrimp that has patterns and having all of them have patterns, it shows that you know how to color your shrimp. Now, there was a contest before on the international side. Someone had green jades, and they had 2 super beautiful green jades, and they had some lower grades, and they had one that had a backline. Well, there's no matching involved with it, and they got less points because of that. And, of course, they got upset at the contest saying, hey, this is not true. This should happen. And I was just like, it's all about them matching.
So I guess my cherries would be the fire.
Yep.
Then,
please, if you're going to enter the contest, please don't share your shrimp, please, with me. Or shrimp.
Don't tell us which ones you're entering.
Well, that was my question. So if you do know somebody's entering the contest, does it show on the tanks who owns those, or is there? Do y'all know?
After the judges go through and judge the contest, names will go on after the fact, but judges do not know what shrimp are and what tank and whose tank is what. After we judge, the organizer tallies up all the points, and then they put the names on the tanks, or if we're doing names. We've always done in the past that people could put names on the tanks, and we put the points on there too. That comes out then. But
not till after the judging.
Right.
Correct.
So don't tell these guys what you're putting in the contest, or you might get disqualified because they can't
Now, what
cheat.
I've done on the international.
But they're not going to know. They're not going to know.
Now,
unless you tell them.
The only way you would know is if they, like, say, I'm putting in a certain color and I'm the only one that has that color. That's the only way you would know.
Yeah, if you told me. Now, I've done it at the international side where if I had any breeder randomly hint, like, hey, dude, you should really check out this tank right here, I'll disqualify him automatically off the bat. I have it at the international. I have 3 volunteers. We keep the floor clear of anybody else, and I've warned people like, hey, if I hear you talk about a specific tank to one of the judges or anything else of this, I will disqualify you. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Even if you just want to go sneeze and sneeze and point it, dude, I will disqualify. I want a fair contest.
Wow.
No pointed sneezes, people. You've heard it here.
I had to cue all the judges away in Florida and tell them, hey, y'all go away. I'm setting up the tanks and putting the shrimp in their assigned tanks. And they did. They all split and left me alone for a couple of hours while I acclimated all the shrimp into their tanks and in their appropriate numbered tanks so that the judges wouldn't know who was the owner of that entry.
Yeah. I'm very strict when I do it. It's one of those, I'm all about having a consistency and freaking making it fair, and I never want to be known as, hey, Joe might have done something a little bit unfair, hence why a judge should never contact a breeder, because if someone said, I was thinking about entering this shrimp and it might slip where the judge says, well, I know you're working on this. If you entered this, it's an unfair advantage. So I like to be consistent on it, and the judges should know nobody's shrimp or what they're doing in their tanks.
Yeah, I think what would be cool at the events, at the shrimp events, judging contests and stuff, that there'd be a table set up with like those posters of, how you get the red, how they have like this right here. It kind of has the line of how you get different colors and stuff.
So that whole genetic, there's a genetic line that's out. There's a I can't remember what it's called, like a little pie chart, not really a pie chart that shows this. Where Chris and I don't think that's really 100% accurate.
Okay.
And the thing is some of the stuff could happen where it doesn't happen. Where it's like a lot of it's based on the neocardinas. which it's one of those. I mean, the grading. I mean, we could always show the grading on it, but another thing you have is some of those pictures could actually be copyrighted, and we can't really show them. So
I still like the idea that Jerry has about not giving out like a scorecard for a contest, but something more along the lines of a breeding guide, like to help you understand, like, because for me, if I was breeding shrimp, I would just pick the prettiest ones to my eyes. I'd probably pick the ones with like defects or something like that. I'm like, look, these all look the same. And then I'd show them to Jerry and he'd be like, yeah, they're all culls. That's why they look the same, Shanna.
hey,
And I'd
but
be
I'll
like,
tell you this: if they're all calls, they all look alike, though. I mean, you can score good with that one.
Yeah, that's a good set of calls.
That's what's like, you know, if someone reached out to me and said, you know, hey Joe, I entered these shrimp, I got a lower score. Can you help me? Why? I mean, they're literally asking, can you help me? I would help them, but if I get someone coming up to me and saying, I did this and you did this wrong, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second here. You know what? I'm not talking to you because, you know, for one, it's the way you come at a judge. I mean, if someone has questions, I'm here to help them and make them successful, and I'm 100% all about that. Having a standard also works great too. It's tough. I think a general guideline would be kind of cool, like an older score sheet, but not the current score sheet that we're currently using. And that's my thoughts. It's just the concept of Dortmund doesn't do it, and some of the bigger international contests, they don't do it for that whole concept of, look, a judge doesn't need to be hassled if they know a current score sheet.
Well, see, for me, it's one of those things that it's my first time being a judge. So I'm not really looking at it from a judge's perspective. I'm still looking at it for the everyday hobbyist and breeder format. And some of these charts and posters that we have out there now, they get a little confusing and complicated. And if we had something that was put together by all of the breeders and a breeder's perspective of, hey, this is what we're trying to breed, and this is why this shrimp is $60 and this shrimp is $120, even though they're both the same type, this is why.
Papa, we can work on that. You and I can work on that. I don't have a problem with that. You and I can work on that.
Awesome.
Now, this is another thing I want you guys to keep in mind on this one. The American Shrimp Contest is different than the international contest. So the international contest is, there's a lot of Taiwan breeders, and this is what you got to look at. If they win their category, they win the Shrimp King Award and everything else, they reach out to wholesalers in the USA and sell their lines of shrimp, which could be in excess of $250,000 contract that they win. Because if they win, they're going to reach out to these big wholesalers saying, hey, I won this award and this award. Do you want to carry my whole line? And the breeders or the wholesalers will start carrying those lines. So that's why it's like, always like, we should kind of keep certain things hush hush, because it's an unfair advantage for certain people. Like the average person, like I didn't reach out after I won my categories, reach out and said, hey, I'll carry all my lines, which a lot of Taiwan breeders do that because it's all about prestige for them. And that's why the international is a little bit different than the American Shrimp Contest.
We've got some people that came in that I'd like to say good morning to real quick.
Yep.
We got Swiss Aquatics. What's up?
Priscilla.
And let's see. Timbo taking it easy says, welcome back, Jess. Hope all is well. Yes, I'm still healing, but I am doing way better. Kenny E. Good morning, Kenny. Glitch Aquatics.
Miss Glitch.
Miss Glitch. MC Aquatics. Rico Stan. Thank you so much, Rico Stan and Shanna, for helping out also while I was gone. That was so much help. Thank you. Hello, Daniel Velez. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well, safe, and
I need
healthy.
to refill. I'll be back.
Okay. Glad to see you back, Jess. We missed you and your smile. Well, thank you. I will
and
not
Miss Carrie
miss
just
my
popped in.
fish to win a ribbon. I know they are great looking. LOL, don't need a ribbon to tell me that, but to each their own. All right, Kenny. Carrie, we are going to be on Miss Carrie, Science Gal Aquatics on Sunday, me and Miss Shanna. And
I'm
we're
going to awkward it up in there.
That's right. That's right. We're all going to be talking about Aquashella. Chris Robertson, good morning. Good morning. Just mix up some rapashi and now I'm hungry. Don't eat the rapashi. I mean, you might could, but probably
Ew.
wouldn't. You probably
Yuck.
wouldn't like it.
Don't eat fish food. Word to the wise.
Right. Lena, as I'm going around feeding my fish, I'll drop one of the little pieces of algae wafer or whatever for her. She gets to eat the fish food too. She likes it, but my dog.
Oh, and I forgot, I had talked about my job interview
Ricky
here a few days ago, and I officially signed my offer letter and I start work on Monday.
Congratulations.
So if you see me coming on a forklift, run. Get them getaway sticks going.
Oh, by the way, I have to say it, but at 7:43 this morning, my fourth grandson came into this world. So Benjamin Anakin Flores was born. 9 pounds, basically 9 pounds. He's a big kid.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats, Papa Shrimp.
Yes.
That's why we call you Big Papa. Got them grandbabies.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it.
And Aquatics. Everybody's saying congrats, Shanna. Congrats,
on my
Shanna.
new job.
And now congrats, Papa Shrimp.
Yes, sir.
It's a happy
Ben
Friday.
Is such a good name.
It's a happy Friday, yes. Well,
Ben
it's
is
happy
my
Friday
son's
for
name
most.
too.
Alex from the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium, you guys, is going in this morning to have the same thing done that I did. But he's also having his lowers done, pulled, and then
Jaw
some
surgery.
some kind of bar put in before he can get his lowers. But yeah, so he's going to be in a lot of pain. You guys, please keep. Oh, and there's nothing we can do to take the pain away. Believe me, because I would have started passing it out if I couldn't. But but it's just something we have to go through. So just think about him. And also with Rocko and his family down there in South Texas right now, laying to rest a family member is not always easy. So also keep them on your mind.
It's gonna be Bananakin. We've already determined that his nickname's gonna be Bananakin.
Who?
My grandson, because his name's Benjamin Anakin.
Banana.
It's a Star Wars thing, so
yeah. Banana. That's funny.
My son's name is Ben too, and on YouTube his YouTube handle is Banana Ninja McNuggies. So there's lots of fun stuff you can do with Ben. Oh, and congratulations, Chubbs, on the way to his new job too. We all going back to work. Back to work.
All right, Chubbs. I know you're been waiting on that, man. Good. And Ricky.
By the way, Priscilla, I did see your comment, so yeah, I'll hit you up.
Ricky says, I think I passed it on to him. Oh, because his mouth has been hurting for the last 2 days. Well, I don't want to have done that exactly to you, but I can't say I wouldn't have, tried to get rid of some of my pain. It was definitely that. It hurt. It hurt. But, there's just some things you got to do. Banana Ninja sounds like a porn name.
It best not be. He's 15 years old. We'll be having a big problem. Big. Rico Stan says, hush your mouth. I'm not going back to work.
Right. That's right. So these grids, like the one I've got pulled up, are not right. by y'all's judging standards, or by y'all's standards like this?
I'm
would
not. I'm not saying that in any way. There's a lot of research that has been put into these, what we have so far. So I get it. I
You're just
understand it.
saying that it could be better.
Yeah, I mean, especially in today's environment, we should have something that's a little bit more interactive, or something that gives us more layman's terms that everybody can understand, that hey, you get these shrimp and that's really it. It's hard to cross them and get these and make that. It takes years and blah blah blah, and you're going to get a lot of calls. But they don't say that in these charts. They just say you get these from this one and mix these from that one. And
well, you see how the red is, how they have the red chart on the right side, how it's got, the different ones. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. And then have something like this, but in more detail, that says, okay, well, you cross this and you get this, or this and this, and you get this. Most of the time, because every now and then I know you have one that just is really going to go quite the opposite direction, because that's DNA for you. But yeah, I mean, a book, something that you could flip through and say, okay, well, these are the different yellows or grades, these are the different reds, these are the different blues for neocaridina and caridina.
Yes, exactly. I just think there needs to be something that's a little bit more explanatory, more pictures, less words, less scientific stuff, more stuff that relates to the hobbyists, and then also crosses over into giving information to make it so people aren't so scared to keep the shrimp, because it's not as hard as it's made out to be.
So like that is of the caradinas, but good grief, just looking at that overwhelms me.
Right. It's a lot of information, but I want to see actual pictures of, some of the shrimp that when they get into the higher, more specific categories, like what makes an S versus a triple S. I'd like to see.
Yes.
Show me.
Yeah. I'd like to see like the different kinds, like the one up here where it's got the reds and the different gray or colors of reds, but then it would need to be like different grades, because I thought that you got the cherry, which I really thought a cherry was like the fire. Like I thought a real good cherry shrimp was the fire, and that's how it was graded. So now I'm like completely thrown.
Yeah, if you look at it, the cherries are more clear. They're not as solid.
Exactly.
And then you get into the darker reds, more solid, and then it becomes the Sakura and the fire and the painted reds.
Right. Now, with the painted, I don't understand. What is painted? Their legs? Because their body ain't painted. What's the painted part?
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about, is I can't read what it says there, but that's usually what it is something of that nature, or it has the really dark underskirting, I believe.
Let's see, it says full coverage of color, including the legs, but the saddle and eggs are only visible under special lighting conditions.
Well, the painted ones would be different than the standard graded red ones, right?
You would think.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna, like, if you really want to understand, what you need to go do is go to a bunch of shrimp shows and get your eyes, because like a drawing is helpful, but I think you actually need to see what they're like. A picture is so much clearer.
This is saying that the fire red, the difference between the painted and just the fire is that the eggs, the saddle and the eggs on the female are still visible under regular light with the fires. But with the painted fires, you can only see them under special light.
That makes sense. So it's still, the fire reds are a dark red color, but you could still see through the shell. The painted reds, you can't see through the shell, if that makes sense.
To see the
like caradinas, you can't see all the time if caradinas are buried, because their coloring is so dark that you can't see through it like you can on neos, where you see the saddle and you see the berries. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So you can't on the painted red, because it's like if it was painted red, you can't see through the paint.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Jess, we're already at the top of the hour.
What?
Yeah, you got to thank all your sponsors
I know.
and take a break.
I don't know when that
Right.
happened.
Need to get some more coffee.
Yes.
I need more water.
All right. Well, then, I don't know. I haven't heard y'all playing any songs while I was gone, other than playing Joe's thing, which we're going to do, and my sister's. So I want to hear, because I haven't heard it while I've been gone, I want to hear some B-roll. Sorry.
Yes! I love that B-roll. You got to get that B-roll.
You're going to get some B-roll going.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a dance party.
Uh-huh. Let me get that. Working on it. All right. Stop that screen and share another screen. All right, everybody. We will be right back. Go grab you another cup of coffee, and we will see you in just about 2 minutes.
Got the body of a rainbow. Melania picked a spinning on my dough. Got that Christmassy feeling. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. It's an unboxing. Need to get them over to my tank and better lighting. Cause I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
I gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
I gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll. Out of all the rainbows, they're the hottest. Liking the way they gonna look when I see them grow. I can't wait for that color. Yeah, gonna go in my 90s. Looking awesome and shiny. Now I got them over to my tank and better lighting. Cause I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
I gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
I gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll. Yeah, my 90s almost stocked up. Gonna get another type of rainbow in a little while. She's got my money declining. Yeah, it's always so exciting to do another unboxing. Then I got them over to the tank and better lighting. Cause I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
I gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
Gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
Cause I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
Gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll.
It's flowing. I'm trying to focus.
Gotta get the B-roll.
Time for a close-up and some more.
I gotta get the B-roll.
All
Hey guys,
right.
today's video I'm really excited about. I just got a shipment of.
There we go. All right. I have already got our sponsors pulled up, so I'm going to play that while we're at it. Mr. Joe's Shrimp Shack next door to me. Shrimp are huge. If I can get it here, going here. Get it here, going here.
Dude, you see the size of Joel's shrimp?
No, I didn't. Were they good size? Come on, tell me.
Dude, there's one out. Take a look, quick.
Whoa! Holy!
And that is from
Awesome.
our Mr. Joe's Shrimp Shack next
Oh, I
door
love that video.
here. Thank
love
you
that
so
video.
much, Joe, for being such a great sponsor of the Aquatic Morning Show. And we've got one more sponsor. I'm just going to go ahead and grab it while we're at it. My lovely sister with the social media lady.
Hi, Fish Fam. Are you struggling to gain new subs or followers? Would professional graphics, captions, and ads help you to sell more products? Perhaps you need a marketing strategy that works for your business that is also cost effective. You're not alone. Millions of businesses across the world struggle with this problem. Good marketing plans, poorly executed, cost businesses billions in lost revenue each year. What is the solution? The Social Media Lady, a digital marketing agency. This team of seasoned marketing professionals works with your small business to plan and deliver a solid blueprint to drive more traffic to your website, YouTube channel, and social media. You can check out our work right here at the Aquatic Morning Show, as we currently provide their social media marketing as well as the majority of their graphic design services. When you decide you're ready to level up, schedule your free consultation at thesocialmedialady.com/fishnews.
All right. So we've got some stuff that was in chat that I don't want to miss. Ian, good welcome. Good morning and welcome. He said, ooh, I just found a bristleworm in my saltwater tank. Creepy. Yeah, I have a few of them. And
They're really good for your tank, though. They're really good for your tank. They're epic cleanup crew.
Let me ask you, Shanna, could that have killed my goby?
I wouldn't think so.
You know, because they sift sand.
Maybe, but I wouldn't think so. Because I've never had bristleworms kill anything in my tanks. They just skeeve me out.
Yeah, I don't know. He just came up missing.
Gobies are tricky, especially in new tanks. A lot of times they need an older seasoned tank in order to have the mulm and stuff. Since they're sand sifters, they need a real seasoned tank in order to thrive.
Well, I've got to get those lights from Joe because my anemone is not doing well. He just isn't happy with the move.
Steven, bristleworms are not cuddly. They sting you.
And then on the upside, I was a plumber before, so I have mad skills. Okay, Chris Robertson. What'd you get, Joe?
Well, I didn't get what I really wanted, which was the Ultra Premium, but I got the Pikachu box, which I'll show you in a second as soon as I unlock this door. They limited one item per person. the ultra premium. They only had 2 of them in the store, and I was the 3rd person in line. But this is like the other item that came out today.
Wow. How come you are not lined up just to get that stuff shipped to you directly?
Because, well, okay, so I do have a wholesale account.
Yeah, I thought you
and
did.
they limited me to just 1.
Oh.
And what I do is, for the kids that come in, I offer the kids product at MSRP. So me doing all this stuff right now is for the kids, because I know there's scalpers standing in line trying to make a profit on the stuff. So I don't mind on a Friday me going out and picking up, getting up early and going out doing this stuff, and then offering it to the kids. Because if the kids, it's the same as the breeding, the shrimp hobby. If we don't get the young people involved,
right,
it's going to die off. So I already know that there's an 11-year-old that entered the contest, and I really hope he does well. Because picture you being 11 years old and winning.
No doubt. That would be awesome.
It just like, I went to Monticello a couple days ago, and these kids were like, "Oh my God, Dad, look there's tons of Pokemon." And I went back there, and there's only like the toys. There was no like cards. And the dad was kind of disappointed. I'm like, "Well, what are you looking for?" And he's like, "I'm looking for the celebrations. The kids haven't been able to open up any yet." And I said, "Make a deal right now. Come follow me out to my car. I'll get the kids some Pokemon cards. You're allowed to have 2 ETBs per kid." And he's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "At cost." I said, "If it was just you, I would not do this." But I said, "It's all about the kids." So, and that's what I do.
Sweet.
So I'm back. Yeah, I'm back to Target. So a lot of the stores actually know I do this. So sometimes they do set stuff aside just for me, just for the kids, because then they're not bombarded. Because normally most people are not going to go to an aquatic fish store to pick up Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
But I like it. Like, I like seeing the kids come in and seeing their eyes get big. And I had a Pokemon birthday party at my store, and I had a bunch of people from a different page that I admin. They made sure that every kid had a bunch of cards that they left with. And the kids were so happy about it. And that's what I want the aquatic hobby to be too. A lot of breeders are doing the whole, like, I need to enter this contest. I want to win. Get the kids involved, because if we don't get kids involved, the hobby's going to die out really, really fast.
Right.
I know, that's what I love about my grandkids already at such a young age. Since they were babies, they've been around aquariums and shrimp and stuff. So I know I'm already making little fish shrimp nerds, just from since they were born, looking at my aquariums. I love it. That's where we got to get those kids involved. And I think that's where the big box stores mess up, because somebody may start an aquarium for their kid. They go buy all the stuff. The fish die. Their aquarium water turns green. And then we lose a kid in the hobby that may not come back to it until they're in their 20s or 30s.
Yeah, that's where I get frustrated, because I'll see people like big box stores go and say, "Hey, yeah, you can go buy a tank, put water in it, and then you can get your livestock tomorrow." I get so frustrated, because the kid then sees his fish die and gets super sad, and the parents get like, "Well, I don't want to deal with this again, so we're just not going to do it." And that frustrates me to a point. It's like, help people be successful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to the pictures and stuff of the shrimp. Color Guppy says real pictures versus drawings and graphics. I prefer real pictures better than that. So
Papa Shrimp, Papa Shrimp. If you want to work on something after the contest, you and I can come up with something with pictures and everything else for a grade wise. It's not going to lock everything, in stone and stuff. People would be like that, and we can actually air it first and foremost on the show here.
Awesome. Bunny Viper said, "I had a tragic loss yesterday. Archer fish sprang out while I was cleaning the tank. Couldn't be a guppy. On the flip side, just ordered 3 more Thai jumbo fancy goldfish." What's an archer fish?
They shoot stuff out of the like air, right? Like out in the wild, there'll be like a bug or something on a leaf, and they like shoot water at it, and it falls down, and then they eat it. I'm pretty
Whoa.
sure.
Whoa. That's why it would be an archerfish. Like it'd be shooting a bow at something to knock it down. Wow. Pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure, or I could be completely wrong. If I am, somebody in chat will definitely correct me.
I'm so glad, Jay Oliver, that you finally got that answered. Sorry, Bunny, I had my favorite Corey do the same a while back. It was still alive when I found it, but it died a couple of days later. Sneaky creatures. Yep. Bunny Bite said, Rico said, I'd help with your subs, but I'm already the CEO of your fan club. Actually, I can get one in an hour or so, so I guess I shouldn't be too excited about 8 from my first 100. Ooh,
that's a big deal. That first 100 is like the hardest 100 to get. Oh my gosh.
Yep. I had, let's see, Catfish Terry was the first one to get me to 100 and then to my 200 mark. So
Catfish Terry has pushed me over every like 100, 200, and now 300.
Yep. Does anyone get overwhelmed with all their tanks? I have 9 and it's a lot. It wouldn't take much to get overwhelmed. Sometimes yes.
I only have 6 and still yes. My
I've got
saltwater
over
tanks
40.
are overwhelming me now.
I've got over 40 tanks, and the only time I get overwhelmed is when I've got too many of the breeding projects going on. So if I take and I strategize my breedings, then I'm okay. But if I've got too many little different breeding projects going on at the same time, then I get overwhelmed.
Now, when you're breeding, you have to do like a bunch of extra water changes and stuff, right?
Yeah, and like right now, the CPDs, every 4 days, I move them from one to another, back and forth. And then I'm wanting to work on my these things, my little dwarf gouramis.
The croakers?
Yeah. And I haven't been able to work with them because I'm still trying to deal with the CPDs. I'm always dealing with guppies and albino bristle. I could say albino bristleworms. Albino
bristle nose.
Bristle nose. I've always and angels. I've always got them going around because those sell to my LFS, like that. So, but some of the other little projects that I want to do, like my blue Galaris, trying to get their planted tank set up, but it won't get set up completely until I get back from Aquashella because I got to buy a bunch of plants for their tank. So, just stuff like that. But I do get overwhelmed like that. And then if I feel like I get behind on water changes, because I do get behind on water changes. Like right now, I'm behind on water changes because I'm making my costume. So in the evenings when I'm doing that, I'm sewing.
Now, I don't know about you all, but like with fish keeping and any hobby I get into, I always dive like all the way into the deep end. And I'm like, I want every part of everything. I want the trickiest one. I'm going to spend eternity going down YouTube holes and Google searches, and I'm going to go to the library.
Yep.
And I just run myself in there so flippin' deep that eventually, I'm overwhelmed because holy cow, I just like did my own little PhD in nerd awesomeness. And then it's like trying to keep up with all the stuff I just learned is like, wait a minute,
Yep.
baby steps in real life.
That's what happened to me. Is like I got a fish tank, just a Petco 10-gallon setup, whatever it is. My ex wanted to get a goldfish, and of course it's got a cycle. I remember that, and it died. And I tried to get a matching one, and I saw this little shrimp in the tank. Oops, hold on a second here. Sorry, my phone went. One second. So I got this little. I saw this little shrimp, so I ended up getting the little shrimp. There it goes. And then I did some market research on there, and I saw that the shrimp hobby was really popular. And all my friends, you can ask all my friends, they all said Joe's going too fast, too quick. He's going to get burnt out. He's getting too many tanks. He's only going to last 6 months in this hobby, and that's it.
People got opinions, don't they?
6 years later, 6 years later, look where I'm at right here. And I have a lot of people that, like, a lot of my friends, like, they've been in the hobby way longer than me. They're like, you have accomplished so much in such a short period of time. Because, hey, I'm going to be honest. I was breeding horses. I was looking up how to breed shrimp while I'm breeding horse. I'm writing the horse, looking this stuff up. And then I just, like, when I got off, from the farm and stuff, that's all I did is I did research about, breeding shrimp and what's popular here and what's popular. And I just engrossed myself in it. And I try and explain to people, like, if this is a hobby that you want to make as a business, you can. Even if it's not shrimp and fish and everything else, it does take a lot of time and effort. And Google does have a lot of good information, but it does have a lot of bad information as well.
Yeah.
Just find a local breeder that you trust and that they're successful, and just copy what they do.
Yeah.
Well,
I did
and that's such a good point, Joe, too, is like, I'm super lucky with the aquarium club that I have, because if I have questions about stuff, my best resource is somebody, like, all of our tanks are different and everything, but if I can find somebody doing what I want to do locally in the same water as me, they're going to have the insight I need. Because if I ask, like, Jess is a great resource for me, but our water is just about as far apart as you can get. So what works in her tanks is not going to work in my tanks, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So those
Good point.
local connections are huge.
Yeah. And I had Flip actually say it on one of his lives after I pushed the whole entire find a local breeder. And he did admit, he goes, that's very true. Like Minnesota, the cities here dose a lot of chloramine in the water. So chloramine is like chlorine, but it's a little bit cheaper. What happens is the ammonia will bind with it, and it'll actually bypass an RODI system and actually put chloramine, which is bound with ammonia, in your tank. So they make special filters for it. And I tell people, hey, for extra $3, just buy this filter, because you never know if your city's going to dose it. And why I say that is we found out from our local watering company, utilities, that they don't have to report what they put in the water as long as they don't do it 365 days of the year. So, because we got a laboratory result of chloramine in our water, and they said, no, we don't dose chloramine. And I'm like, it's right here. And then the lady went over and says, by law, as long as we don't do it 365 days of the year, we can do it. And I'm like, well, you guys take off Christmas, so of course you're not going to do it 365.
Wow.
That's what I was telling people is check your water tables. I mean, they have to put a report out there, and if the report is like 4 years old, call them up and ask for the new one. If they say, well, this is the most current one, then they're doing some sneaky deaky stuff. So find a breeder that you trust. That's my one thing I always tell people is find a local breeder you trust that's doing it the right way, and copy them.
Joseph Stanley was asking Papa Shrimp, how is Jason doing? Hadn't seen him much. And do we have any info about the after Aquashella auction? I think Sue said something about it. There's an auction.
As far as Jason goes, he's doing great. The business for the printing side is pretty busy right now. And of course, he's printing a lot of stuff for Aquashella people. So that's got him pretty busy. His wife had a surgical procedure this week, so that's why he didn't stream, and he's been pretty focused on taking care of that aspect and nothing else. So you can't blame the guy. Take care of his wife.
Right.
As far as the auction, I'm just now hearing about it, to be honest, Joseph. So I should check with Sue, because she's right here like 10 minutes away from me from where I live. So I'll get in touch with her and find out if they are doing an after auction thing. But for me, I've just been so caught up in being a judge. The past 3 days has been, awesome. Ever since Joe called me, I've just been like, woohoo.
Do you know anything about an auction after?
So the only thing that I know of is that, of course, Aquashella has the silent auction Saturday and Sunday, but I also know on the aquascaping side that they're going to do a auction on the tanks that the YouTubers and the aquascapers are going to do. I haven't heard anything after the fact of a private auction or anything else like this, which I don't know any of that, but I'm also a vendor too, so you know.
I'm sure this is club related because we have a DFW Aquarium Association out here, and Sue Manning is pretty much, she's the organizer for that group or club. She does all the local expos. So
you think she's going to do something?
Maybe, or maybe she'll have something to do with it there at Aquashella because I believe she has a booth.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
oh, go ahead.
Dragon
I was going to say, if anybody is also thinking about entering the shrimp contest, I know the deadline's coming up soon. I don't know the exact day we have to enter. Please reach out. If you have questions, please reach out to myself. Reach out to Papa Shrimp. Reach out to Grant Eder, the Garden of Eder. Reach out to Eric Lucas, buypetshrimp.com, and Flip. And we can answer questions for you. We won't answer anything specifically towards the breed of shrimp you're doing, but if you have questions about how to get the shrimp down there, et cetera, we won't tell you how many people entered the contest either, but we can help you out that way. And I would like more people to enter the contest to make this more successful out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a lot of local people. At least for this area. I mean, local as in the surrounding states and Texas. It'd be nice to see a bunch of representation from the local area and the region at the shrimp contest.
Yeah.
And then when people contact you with their questions, it's also going to be important for them to remember not to tell you what shrimp they're entering.
Well, I like Joe's concept. If they do, then they're, that's disqualification there. If they tell me shit.
If someone reached out to me and says, "Hey, I have questions about the contest," the first thing I'm going to tell them is I can answer any specific types of questions about how to get the shrimp there or that sense. But if you mention anything about the shrimp and stuff, I will let the organizers know that a specific person reached out to me, and I will show them the context of how they reach, even after I give them a warning. And it's up to the organizers to decide if they're going to do this. I don't see the American shrimp contest per se, a lot of people doing that. The international side, it's a little bit different because there's more money involved for the breeders, because of course,
$250,000. That's a lot.
It's just one of those, like, it was funny, like when we did the international contest this last year, we did the seller profit. So what we allowed the sellers or the breeders to do is they could sell their shrimp there, and they got 70%, and the show got 30%. The international contest is set up as a nonprofit, so any money that was raised, the 30%, went to pay for judges' hotels, went to pay for the food. It just got put back in the show. I don't make a penny on it, JB. None of us make a penny on it. And you'd be surprised about how much shrimp are coming in and how much shrimp are being sold, to a point where at the end of the day, I was like, look, I can have a fourth judge next year. And the sponsor's like, really? And I'm like, we raised enough money to pay for 4 judges' hotel rooms and their food, which is a great thing. Everybody, please keep in mind on the American Shrimp Contest, like all us judges, we're all volunteer. We don't get no special treatment or anything else. We pay for our hotel, we pay for our own flights. We just go down there because we want to promote the hobby and we want to make it better, so we just volunteer for it.
So don't go bugging them if you don't like your score. They're out there doing us all a favor. Let them do their deal
I
and get
have
on.
a question about when, like, if I was going to enter, they have to be there by Friday at 5, right?
5 o'clock. They have to be turned in by Friday at 5 o'clock. You can turn them in Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday by 5, but we have a deadline at 5 o'clock. The reason behind this is the last contest, people were trying to hand off shrimp on Saturday, which is an unfair advantage, but it was never written in the rules. So now it's written in the rules that it's got to be turned in by a certain time, or it'll be put in a tank and we'll score it, but you're not going to get a winning level point. So how we have it now is you have to score 70% or better to get an award. So if you gave us shrimp Friday at 9 o'clock at night, we'll put them in the tank, we'll score them, but you're not going to get above 70%. We're going to deduct points on that just so you can see how we score shrimp, but you're not going to win an award because you did not follow a rule that we set forward.
Right.
Now, if somebody did that and they potentially had their shrimp there on display and they got voted as fan favorite, would they receive that award if they won the fan favorite?
Well, technically it would be a fan favorite on there, which we don't have no control over fan favorites and stuff like this. So I think that it would still stand for it because it is it's chosen by the fans.
Right. That's why
I know, like, yeah, one of the problems we end up having before is someone shipped shrimp there and USPS took forever. I mean, the guy went over. I mean, I understand the concept. I mean, they should have been there on Thursday, but they didn't get there till Saturday morning. But it just came to a fact of a rule is a. That's my thought. Is a rule is a rule is a rule. It's an unfair advantage to have shrimp there at that certain time. I mean, they're already stressed, so they're not going to color it up that much. But it's an unfair advantage because, you know, everybody should be set to a standard. You know, shrimp have to be in at 5 o'clock. All shrimp are going to put in at 9 o'clock, and then they acclimate overnight, and then the scoring is done at one specific time. You know, not versus we score this one. Oh, the shrimp came in 2 hours ago. I'll come back in 4 hours and I'll rescore this one. It's one of those, we have to set a standard for the longevity of this contest. I mean, right now it's kind of still new. It's only a few years in advance, but I would like to see it reach a level where the international contest is. The international contest, I can do easily 200 tanks. We set a guideline at 150 and we stop at 150.
Now, I did ask Papa Shrimp this question, but just because if maybe somebody else is wanting to ask the same question, if I'm entering shrimp and my shrimp are in my water, which is really hard, you know, they're in probably a TDS of almost 600. If they're going into a TDS of 200, then would I need to acclimate them before, like, start acclimating them at home before I bring them, or you think it matters? Or
so ideally what happens is, so we kind of have set we kind of have a set TDS line, which is TDS is total dissolved solids, which is the measurement of GH and KH in a tank. So we came up with, and we decided a specific number. So it's a rough 20-point guideline. Like Carolina's, I do believe we set it at. Don't quote me on this one. It's been a while since I'm between 110 and 130. Neo Carolina's, I think, was between 200 and 220 was the ideal range that we're going to put it on there. Now, if your shrimp are at 600 and you send it, we don't test your water, we don't do nothing, we can't change your water to meet your guy. You know, it's like we have to have a standard. So what we would do is when we put the shrimp in, ideally, the water would be in the tank on Thursday. All the water buffering, everything else will get done by Friday. Friday to get entered at a certain time, and that's why we judge the following morning. Even if your shrimp are used at 6 o'clock in the morning, or you're used to 600 TDS, overnight the shrimp shouldn't have no effect. The short term of them sitting in a tank is not going to have a long-term effect. Over a weekend, they shouldn't have issues. Usually where you start having issues is when they're sitting in longer than a few days. Or if they were shipped and they were sitting in the bag for too long, nobody put Purigen in there, and they start getting ammonia burn, that's where you start having issues. But if you're going to enter a contest, and let's say your TDS is at 600 and you ship the shrimp, or you even brought them down and you turn them in at 5 o'clock, I don't see you having an issue at all, because you're going to be able to take them out on Sunday too, and be able to bring them, transport them back.
That brings me to my next question is, after the contest, what happens with your shrimp?
So at the end of the contest, at a specific time, I think it's on the website, I think it's at 4 o'clock, I want to say, At 4 o'clock, you can collect your shrimp. So what will happen is we have the organizers, we have volunteers. They will scoop shrimp out of the tank and then hand you the bag. You can be present when that all happens. There was problems before at a different level on the international side where people were stealing shrimp or mis-grabbing them is what they called it, to a point where police were called. I mean, some of these breeders, some of these shrimp are over $1,000 a piece. And that's where we got to have it like, look, only certain people can put shrimp in the tank and only certain people can take them out. Once the contest is done, the judges can help if we, take them out and stuff, because the judging is done. But yeah, if you put shrimp in there, Jess, Sunday you can go ahead and scoop them out or have one of us scoop them out, and then you can have it in your bag. Now, if you want, some people have donated or some people have sold them before, like, hey, I won this, I don't want to bring it back home, I'll sell this right here. People have done that before. It happened at the last contest too.
And if you don't want to take your shrimp home, you can always leave them in my aquariums on your way back.
So if you aren't going to Aquashella, you can still enter the contest, right?
You can still, if you're not going to Aquashella, you can still enter your shrimp. If you want them back, you need to contact Grant, Shelby, or Rob from Flip Aquatics. Usually a lot of times people, if you send postage due, or a lot of times someone might go over and say, look, we can ship this back. It's going to cost this much. A lot of neocardinas, a lot of times people just donate the neocardinas because they're not high-end shrimp. A lot of times on the higher-end shrimp, either Eric or myself or even Rob grab them, and then we'll get a hold of the breeders and we'll ship it back to them just because it's a higher-end shrimp. I ship shrimp all the time. Rob Bloomfield, he entered the contest in Chicago. He was unable to make it. Eric Lucas grabbed them and he shipped them back to him. It's a common courtesy that we're willing to do this. Or even, let's say, Jess, you entered, you're not going to go there, but you want your shrimp back. You just have to contact one of us. We can grab them. We might say, hey, it's going to cost you $12 for shipping. It is what it is,
Right. So do y'all have a max number of people that can enter?
So you're allowed to enter. So you are allowed to enter 2 sets of shrimp per category. There's 6 categories, so in theory you could have 12 tanks. Right now we kind of set it at 50 tanks, but of course if more people enter, we're willing to have more in there. Like the international side, I set it at 115, but I'm able to do up to 150. So it kind of just all depends. But there is a set time of when the registration has to be in, and that's like set. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. You can't go the day of and say, hey, I want to enter this contest and everything. Nope. Set time.
I have a question real quick, because I know there's been a little bit of confusion, and I don't think it really says much about it on the website, but it's the American Shrimp Contest that they're holding at Aquashella. And of course, there's Flip Aquatics is involved, Joe's Shrimp Shack is involved, BuyPetShrimp.com, the Garden of Eater, myself, blah, blah, blah. But as far as actual sponsors, who are the actual sponsors for the contest itself?
Great question. So Aquashella owns the show. So the Aquashella owns the American Shrimp Contest. So in theory, they're a sponsor because they give out space. Right. The other sponsors are JBJ, Dennerley, and Shrimp King. JBJ, Dennerley, and Shrimp King donate the soil, donate the remineralizers, donate anything that is asked upon prior to the show that they might need. I work for JBJ, so I'm able to work with JBJ directly about getting the products to them. We're also going to talk after the show about getting different tanks for them for 2022, just getting everything all planned out. Flip Aquatics is also, I do believe, a sponsor as well. And that's why Flip is a big part of this as well. I know he's going to take more huge part next year, and he's trying to work with myself and JBJ to be a permanent sponsor and to bring the international contest to Aquashella. Ideally, the international contest would be done in Chicago. But there's a lot of, it's set up as a nonprofit, but there's other entities involved with the international contest that it's just not my decision. It's Dennerlay's, it's JBJ's and myself that we have to all work a common ground. But the sponsors are Aquashella, JBJ, Dennerlay, and Shrimp King are the sponsors of the American Shrimp Contest.
That's
awesome.
cool.
It'd be nice if they had that on the website, that it said JBJ, Dennerlay, Shrimp King, stuff like that.
It would be nice. There's a lot of working formats on it. So that's what you got to kind of look at is like.
I was gonna say that it seems like Aquashella every show they improve on the thing before. Like they learn. I think it's really cool to get to see Aquashella like grow and improve, and from Orlando to Chicago and now to Dallas. Just watching this year, I've already seen them, like, people talk about it, they listen, and they go ahead and make improvements and little tweaks here and there, and it's just really cool to be able to go to an event that really listens to the attendees.
So, and it's tough because right now, like the American Shrimp Contest, I think this is like the third year I want to say, or fourth year. It's still trying to grow. You know what I mean? Everybody before was like, oh, I don't want to enter because all these big breeders are entering and they're winning all the awards. So I'm like, all right, we fixed that where we made them judges. So now you don't have the Garden of Ed or BuyPetShrimp.com competing. So, make them go to the international level because, come on, they should be at the international level trying to go for an American Shrimp Contest and allow other people to enter. So our hopes is that this is going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, that it'll get more recognition from the board of Aquashella or whoever, the people of the board, and realizes to give more attention to it. That's ideally what I would like. I know, like, on the international side, everybody, like, the first year wasn't really that big, but then the organizers of Aquatic Experience realized how big it is, and they spent more time, they spent more effort, and gave us more room, and they published it a lot because it brought a lot of people into it. Right now, the American Shrimp Contest, it is kind of on the smaller level. I'd be super happy if we got 50 tanks. If we got 50 tanks in Dallas, I would be super happy. I think that would be on the right track to actually doing 100 tanks for next year.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Embassy Aquatic says, I think I need to get some shrimp. I got a few spare tanks.
Yes, sir, you do. Everybody needs some shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you win? What is the awards, or is it just bragging rights?
So we do have, Flip does go over and do plaques for, like, first place, I do believe, and there's ribbons and stuff for second place. Now, there is some Grand Champion Awards, which is like a $250 cash prize, and there's stuff like that. I never get really into what's all given to it, because I look at a concept as I'm a judge. I don't want to know what's really given. I just want to concentrate on the shrimp itself. But I know on the website on aquashella.com, if you go to like contests and shrimp, it does list what it is. The plaques are there for first place, which is super cool. I know, like on the international one, we gave like a little medal and everything, and then we gave cash prizes. But I don't want to get too engrossed as a judge of knowing, hey, whoever I choose on this one is going to get $250. I know there's a cash prize for like the grand champion.
So you said on aquashella.com, where
there should be something with rundown. I don't have it like on top of your, so this rundown. So if you go aquashella.com and you go to Orlando, or I'm sorry, Dallas. I think there's a side button that says like attractions. And you go to attractions and it should say contest, and then contest, you go over to shrimp contest, and then you can scroll.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's see.
You need to send your shrimp in, Priscilla, and then that way after the show I can just bring them back to my tanks. See how I'm working this out and trying to get more shrimp in my tanks.
I'm picking up what you're putting down there, Jerry.
I'm bringing you the oranges, or my oranges, my blues, and my yellows. I'm bringing you some to give you. So
awesome.
You're covered there.
No, I'm bringing shrimp too because I'm having a booth too. So I'm bringing shrimp and tons of plants and oh yeah. So you'll be able to get whatever. What I'm bringing the neocardinas. Eric Lucas is bringing the cardinas. I'm bringing plants. He's bringing boosts. I'm bringing Shrimp King food. We're gonna have like a one-stop shop down there, right across from the concession stand. And I'm
hoping that I don't want you guys to worry about shipping stuff back or any of that. So you can just leave it with me, and I'll take good care of it.
This is if you go to.
I did tell. But
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I did tell him like whatever I have left over, Papa Shrimp is gonna get because I don't want to fly back with it.
So you go to www.aquashella.com and you go down to Dallas and click Dallas, and then under attractions there's contests, and then the shrimp, and then that is where it talks about the getting involved and join us. And then it has the register now button, registration fees, acceptance, and deadlines. So the categories are Neocaridina, all types, all colors. Caridina crystals, all colors and grades. Caridina Taiwan B, all colors and grades. Caridina tiger variants, all colors and patterns. Caridina crossbreed. Now, what the heck is a Caridina crossbreed mean?
I'll let you finish the categories, and I can answer that for you.
Okay. Caridina crossbreed. So it's all colors and patterns, normal eyes, and Caridina crossbreeds, all colors and patterns, eye morphs.
All right. So I can answer the question. So normal contests, we always had Neocaridinas, and then we had Neocaridinas patterns, like the Rillies. We have found out that there's not that many people that are entering the Rilly category, so we kind of joined those two together to format. Why have another category when only 2 people enter? It doesn't make sense. So we just kind of joined that one on there. Then you have the crystals, which is like the crystal reds, crystal blacks, the Mishlings, the super crystals, super crystal red, super crystal black. The Taiwan bees is like the yellow King Kongs, the shadow pandas, the blue bolts, the extreme blue bolts, the basic Taiwan bees. The tiger category. Now, what we changed this year is we're not allowing the wild variant tigers, which is like the tangerine tigers and the aurora blues, because in theory, these tangerine tigers and auroras are out in the wild. They look like this. There's no culling involved. So we wanted to have people actually have their own shrimp and like learn how to cull. So we took out the whole wild variant. Now the original orange eye blue tiger, orange eye royal blue, orange eye black tiger is involved with that one because it's the original color of it. And then the next category is the crossbreed. I do believe you said the Taiwan bee crossbreed. Is that correct? The category 5?
Yeah.
All right. So the crossbreed is the red fancy tigers, the boas, the galaxy fish bones. Something where someone took an original Taiwan bee and they started crossbreeding it to get something else, like a fancy tiger or a tidy or a boa, a galaxy fish bone, to get that variant on there. But it's going to have the normal eye color. Now, and then we added a separate category because right now everybody's like really into doing the orange eye royal blues or the orange eye red tigers and crossbreeding it with something else to transfer.
He looks like he froze in the middle of a really great dance move.
I know, right? Oh man!
It'll be in the shrimp song video.
Yeah.
I love that video. I love it. That should be the new shrimp dance forever.
Right? When we go to Aquashella and we go by his booth, if anybody goes by his booth, they need to go by his booth doing that.
Right.
All right,
He'll finish, I guess, explaining that part of it when he gets back.
I was just going to give you a heads up. It is 8:47.
Yeah.
We have 13 minutes left.
I sent you on Facebook You got it? Okay, because,
Yep.
I mean, that's a lot to say. So,
Yes.
if you don't
Wow, we
mind.
lost him.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead. We've got a contest to do for this week. And we're going to go ahead and just jump into that for the moment. And we can come back to the rest of the rules and stuff for the Aquashella. But I want to go ahead and do the fish race for the keychain for the end of the week. And Shanna is going to read off everybody's numbers because that's just a lot for me to say right now. So, but I do have it already ready for when she gets ready. Hang on, let me add Joe. Okay, hey.
I'm back.
All right.
Sorry, my phone overheated.
No, yeah, it will with StreamYard. We're going to go ahead and do the fish race, and then we'll come back to that. No, MSC Aquatics, Jess, did you send out keychains yet? Yes, I did. So if by the end of this week you have not received your keychain and you live within the United States, please email me again. Make sure that I did send it out. Or that you did or did not get it. So, all right. Yellowstone Aquatics, good morning. Thanks for coming. All right. Shanna's going to read everybody's numbers. So listen close.
All right, y'all, get your listening ears on. We're starting with Two Cooley for Schoolie with numbers 1, 2, and 3. John McKenzie, your number 4 and 5. Jimmy P's Aquariums with 6, 7, and 8. Ames Mason Spiritfish, you are 9 and 10. And Miss Annette with Mystery Snail Guardians, your number 11, 12, 13, and 14. Arby's Animals and Movies, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Barbara Jackson, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Timbo Taking It Easy, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Dee Dee's Fendon, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Joseph Stanley, your number 31 and 32. Skipper's Aquariums, your number 33. Dave from Iowa, 34, 35, and 36. Miss Ruby Begonia, your number 37. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics, you are 38 and 39. Mr. Ben Backstrom, you're 40 and 41. Eric Wyrock, you're 42 and 43. Dennis with Bigfoot Fish Tanks, you're 44 and 45. Ricky DeHoyas, 46, 47, and 48. Gina Bina Vinci, you're 49. Whips World, you're at 50. Miss Lori Monster Fish Gal, you're 51, 52, 53, and 54. Chevy Fish, you're 55 and 56. Muppet 929 is number 57. GRB Aquatics is number 58. Natural Aquariums is 59. Canisteo Valley Cichlids, you're number 60. Captain Savage, you're 61. Bird Garden, you're number 62. Miss Lady Diane, you're 63. Susan for SLC Aquatics is 64. And Alex from The Secret History Living in Your Aquarium, you're number 65. And that is all the numbers we have for today.
All right. All right. And Mystery Snail Guardians, good morning. And she said that we reached 60 in chat. So that means we get to give out another keychain.
Yay!
We're going to do this race first, though. All right. Ready, set, go.
No, Joseph, I can't start over even if you missed it. No, sir. Oh, here comes 49 from the back and 34. Oh, and 34. Okay, so 34 was Dave from Iowa. Congratulations, Dave.
Congratulations, Dave.
All right. I'm writing it down.
Congrats.
Yes.
Because I am so bad about it. Dave from Iowa, have you already gotten a keychain?
Dave, you're going to want to email Jess at her mains, tails, fur, and fins at gmail.com.
No, the Aquatic Morning Show at Gmail.
Oh, dang it. The
Yeah.
Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com.
What is today's date? It is the 22nd.
The 22nd. And Dave from Iowa has not won a keychain yet.
Okay, good deal. Yes. Email the Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com. Write in the little CC place keychain, and please write the date too, and then in the thing say I won the keychain. Y'all got to help me keep me straight.
Hey, Jess, are you going to have any goodies to give away at Aquashella?
I don't know. I was thinking more of getting some things to bring back to give away.
Did you get yourself
Now,
a Papa Shrimp bag to get your goodies in?
I have not
Jess, if you
done
want,
that.
if you bring
I
bring
said I was
stickers or
going
whatnot, you can put them at my booth and we can hand them out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, we
definitely
both have
have hang on, let me do this real quick. I definitely will have the TAMS cards, but on the back in this area right here says Joe Shrimp Shack now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So that has been fixed and replaced, and the new cards are being printed, and we will have those for Aquashella. And those I will be passing out. I'm also bringing my mains, tails, fur, and fins, holographic stickers, and I am out of the Aquatic Morning Show stickers. But I've got the TAMS cards, and if you want a sticker, I can always mail you one later.
Are you gonna use my booth as your like campground though?
For the most part, yes.
I'm
Between
100%. I'm 100% for it. Like if you want to use this as
Cool.
your like headquarters, you can.
Yeah, awesome. Good deal.
I
Cool.
got to show off my goodies from Jadron Aquatics too, because I got
Go
my
for it, girl.
sticker, and then I got Saturday morning's cartoon sticker, and we got little cards too. And he does such a great job. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
So I might. How would I do that if I brought some keychains with me? How would I give those out?
Sell them to the highest bidder.
So yeah,
you could
so
do a live
like giveaway.
giveaway. You could
Do
do a
what?
live giveaway right there. You know?
I might do that because everybody remember that morning, Aquashella, before it starts, we get to be the live event before the event starts.
We're
Saturday
your
morning.
sneak peek extra special access.
That's right. Saturday and Sunday morning. And you're going to have this girl here. You're going to have that girl there. You're going to have that guy there. And you're going to have that guy there. So Papa Shrimp is going to step in for Rocko. But we're going to have Joe Shrimp Shack and Miss Shanna. So us four are going to bring you to the beginning and the start of Aquashella every morning. What about that?
What a way to start.
I got to make sure I have coffee though, because otherwise I'm gonna be.
Yes. Yeah, we got to have coffee.
I did bring a coffee maker with me.
Yes.
You just
If you
set it
guys
up.
do show up at Aquashella, they do have the premium pass, which you can actually get in there early and have donuts and coffee with the fish tubers. The booth is going to be right there where where the morning show is going to be hosted right there. So, like I said, it's going to be on the Aquashella YouTube page, but I will also bring my laptop with my good camera, and we can air it on here as well.
Ooh, my sister also has donated for me to use this little camera, which I think is just a video with. it's like it's not a GoPro, but she is looking for her GoPro to let me bring too. It's
How cool.
It's like a gimbal. It's a camera on a gimbal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like that.
I can bring my GoPro too, but I also
That's
got a new camera
awesome.
like that. So
yeah, it's
That's cool.
It's like a secret super duper.
Yeah, like
A
I
spy
can.
camera on a gimbal.
Yeah, like right there. I watch it. I look at it, and that part right there, you know, it stays and moves, and it's a camera on a gimbal.
Would you be like me because you're wearing glasses and I'm wearing glasses, and I'd be having that little picture. I'd be like, "Hey guys,
Yes.
how you doing?"
I try not to have to wear my glasses as much as possible. So at
Yeah, that'd be a
Aquashella,
cool item to get sponsored from or by.
oh, what?
Gimbal or
A
GoPro.
little
Yeah,
mini
that would
camera
be
with
terrible.
a gimbal like that.
Yeah,
Perfect for fish tubers.
right. And then
Is it waterproof?
I've got
Then it'd be extra perfect.
once she actually finds her gimbal, her GoPro, I've got all the attachments that go with the GoPro.
Oh, hey Jess, if you want, Jess, can you bring I do believe an SD card, because if you want, I have that I have that brand new camera with the shotgun mic. I'm gonna have to be at my booth, but if you want to, if you bring your own, put your card in there. It's a mobile, so you can walk around, you can videotape whatever, take the card out, you can use it for future stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to use it, you can go ahead.
I will do that because I've got so much video I'm going to be taking. Like, oh my God, there's going to be Aquashella, but there's going to be other things too. Like, we're going to video getting, like, you know how like when people get married and they video like the getting dressed and, you know, all that. We're going to do that with me getting me dressed and ready for Aquashelloween on Sunday. Because it's going to take a bit. And oh my God, you're going to kill me, Shanna.
What'd you do now?
I am not happy with my outfit after getting it to the point that I've got it at now. And
you're too far in to not be happy with it. What do you mean?
Actually, I'm going back to the fabric store today, and I think that I can do it better and easier the way that I want it now and use that as the pattern. Because I don't like, well, I don't have to get into how I don't like it on here, but I'll tell you later why I don't like it. But yeah, I think so. Instead of being a mustard gas, but I'm going to be a white platinum Dumbo Betta.
Oh my gosh.
And
you could just go find you a wedding dress for that.
I know, right? I think that will set me apart from the mermaid thing as well.
Yes,
because you don't
definitely
see mermaids that are pretty much like solid white.
No.
So, and that was another thing with this outfit was like I just keep getting that mermaid vibe, and with this I think I can get away with that. So I'm going today to do that, and so yeah, I'm kind of starting over from scratch, but I think I got it. It's easier. But we've got another fish thing to do. Let me get that reset. We got to
do our 60 giveaway.
Yeah, the 60. Okay, so Papa Shrimp, pick a number between 1 and 100.
Don't
give it to me in private chat. Shanna, you type start in chat when you're ready while I am getting the race set up.
And it's between 1 and
100. Yeah,
Did you get my number?
I will. I'll look. Hang on. Give me a minute. No. I'm already logged in. I assume timers.
I just put it on the private chat message.
Okay.
There in StreamYard.
Good deal. We're gonna do the horsies.
Eduardo, 0 is not between 1 and 100. There you go. 6 is. That counts. And only guess once, guys.
Yeah, only guess
So
once.
if you have multiple guesses in there, you need to go out and delete them.
What if somebody got my number?
Don't say nothing. Eduardo, you only get one guess, my friend.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Share. Share. All right. And all right, a few more seconds. Aquafunk, Banowski Tanks, Barbara Jackson. What's going on? Eduardo, hello, hello. Whips World. Hello, you guys. Hello.
There's the Aquafunk.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Stop.
All right. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Here we go. It's a bunch of horses.
So why are we doing the race if Papa picked a number? Or are you picking a number to be in?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't know why Papa picked the number.
I don't know either.
Papa Shrimp picked a number so we could figure out what number he'd pick and figure out what that says about it.
Because I'm not right. That's why. Who won? Who won? 99. Whoa.
Wow.
So are we doing with whoever's closest without going over?
Yes.
I chose 98.
You were 98?
No. I can't even see the chat because I'm stuck on this whole entire StreamYard thing, so I can't even see what's being said, remember?
Oh, that's right. I don't think anybody even got
I see 78. That's Ian. That's the highest one I've seen so far. I believe it's Ian with number 78.
Ian. Yeah. Yeah, because Aquafunk went over.
Yeah. Aquafunk picked numbers that aren't really possible.
Ian, you won. Congratulations.
Woohoo.
You won a keychain.
Whoop, whoop.
The Aquatic Morning Show keychain.
So
and
cool.
It looks dull in here, but there's a film over the front of it. And when you pull that film off the front, it's bright. It looks really good. They look really,
I think
really
it looks
good.
really cool.
I'll bring a few of these with me. Yes, I'm going to bring a few of these with me to Aquashella to give away during the live streams Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
I'll be right back. Watch.
So congratulations, Ian and Dave from Iowa.
Congrats.
You know what? I didn't. Do you have a short? Did you do? Ah, look at that. Papa.
We know what his number was.
Yeah. That was the number he picked, and somebody else picked that number too. In fact, Eduardo did. But I don't know why I asked him to pick a number because that's not even what we went off.
That was the year of my birth. Excuse me. There's nothing perverted about that.
That's why you're
so it comes natural to you, is what you're saying?
That's right. It comes natural to me.
Ian, if you will, email me at the Aquatic Morning Show at gmail.com. Put in the thing at the top, keychain, and then in the description say, hey, I won the 60 people in chat keychain giveaway. And the date, well, the date will be on the email. And I will get that out. I usually do not mail out keychains until after the 1st of next month because I mail everything out for that last month at one time.
I have a good idea for you to do a giveaway at Aquashella. You could do
Yeah.
just like you do on the Aquatic Morning Show and give everybody numbers and put tags on them and then film them racing. And whoever wins gets the keychain.
Foot race
How are we
for
going
the
to race
win.
the keychains?
No, I will.
You better not.
Probably have to sign some waivers and liability stuff.
I will say this:
Numbers.
they're going to have an aquascape contest. It's actually going to be YouTubers against professional aquascapers. I am the defending champion from Chicago, so I don't know where they're going to put me as either a professional aquascaper or a YouTuber, but I know the judging is going to be done by social media. So I would like everybody on here, whatever one I end up doing and stuff, vote for me, man. I have to defend my
That's right.
championship.
Support.
I'd love to be a part of that and challenge you.
I don't know who they.
I'm like,
it
I
was
have
supposed
zero
to. It was supposed to be
experience.
6 versus 6, 6 YouTubers versus 6 professional aquascapers. That was the email that I got. It didn't tell me which one they put me in because they said some professionals could be YouTubers as well. So I don't know where they kind of put me at and stuff like this, but I know they're not allowing us to bring anything down there besides aquascaping tools. Everything is going to be provided for us. And I even called her last night and I said, "What about plants?" She said, "No, everything's provided." I'm like, man, I had a big piece of wood picked out. I had a little Groot figurine I was going to put in there too, and yeah. So I don't even know what they all have. They're going to have rocks, wood, and plants, I guess, available.
Timbo, you're supposed to email me about the keychains, and like I said, I don't remember who I mailed out to. Wait till the end of this week because I mailed them out before I had my stuff done. So I mailed them out last week. So if you got them, if I sent them out, you should have them by the end of this month, except for the person that lives in Canada. I sent it to somebody in Canada, and I don't know when you'll get it, but
6 to
I know
8
I've got a
weeks.
list somewhere, but I don't know where that is at the moment. So if you don't get it by the end of, well, it is the end of this week, pretty much. If you don't get it Monday, let me know. So how do you sign up to maybe want to be picked for the aquascape, or they're just going to pick YouTubers that are there?
An email got sent out to specific people, which I think I got included because I won the Nanoscape in Chicago and stuff. But of course, I would probably think that Serpa Design would be included. I would think like some of the bigger YouTubers would be included on there because they're going to be doing a live view. Yeah, they're going to do a live camera on it, and they're having place cards and everything else like this. So I don't know who all chose it. All I know is I got an email late last night telling me to register for this. They told me all the rules and everything for it, and I'm just like, dang. And then I had a call to see if I could find some wiggle room, but they buttoned up all the little loopholes. I couldn't find no loopholes in it.
Oh, okay, Timbo. So it was probably me. I think I did. So just see if you get one. If you don't, by next week, let me know and I'll send another one out. My Fish Tanks is doing a birthday stream now. So if anybody, I don't think anybody else is going. Rico, is he going to do his Afternoon Delight stream? I'm not sure. Other than that, am I missing anything, Shanna?
I don't think so.
Definitely want to thank Joe.
Thank you.
And Mr. Jerry, thank y'all so much for coming on and talking about the shrimp judging, and kind of clarifying some of that stuff. And hopefully we will see some more entries because you can mail them in
until the 25th.
And if you have any other questions, you can get a hold of these two guys, or if you can't, you can get a hold of them through me or Shanna. We can get you to them if for any questions or whatever. Other than that, I am glad to be back, and congratulations to the winners of the keychains today. There is not a short for today. We'll just start back Monday. And we'll be on the road to Aquashella next week. So, also Sunday, don't forget, me and Shanna will be on with Miss Carrie, Science Gal Aquatics, and we're going to have a good old time talking about Aquashella then.
Yeah, my Wednesday live, I will be bagging up shrimp to bring down there. So be aware, I'm going to be bagging shrimp as you guys talk to me too.
Beware, I'm going to be bagging.
I'm be bagging.
All right. We're going to go out listening to Stephen P's, whatever. Let's see, Moody Gardens. Why not?
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, though.
Yes.
And thanks to all the mods and all the replay crew. You all rock.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Love you guys. See y'all Monday.
Later.
I'm here at Moody Gardens, I beg your pardon. I gotta get this shot in this spot for my fish too. I wish you would move your ass, stop touching the glass. I hate to harass, but let me take a little vid right fast. Yeah, it's Nemo, it's Dory, we all know the story. But don't forget Bruce and Crush and Bubbles and Gil. See if you can find them and let me film. Now reef preservation is quite a virtue, and every creature in the ocean has evolved to hurt you. Always swimming around, not making a sound, will take you down, you won't be found. And the scary motherfucker is invading every bay now. And speaking of pain, this is insane. Look at these jellies and let these death monsters entertain. This spot is pretty placid, probably better on acid. The lights, the motion, dripping on the ocean. People call them jellyfish, but I think you got the notion. A fish is a fish, and this is a jelly, I'm telling you, fella. And this is called the X-Umbrella. Nigeria, this might be my favorite area. You don't see this every day in Aquaria. And before we pivot from this exhibit, I must admit it, I got another jelly tidbit. If you've never been mired in Hydra, you might be surprised to find these guys reside in the same phylum. Hark, it's a shark, it'll bite you and leave a mark. It's kinda cool in a way, I could watch him all day, I say. But we gotta go, cause he's moving kinda slow. And I wanna pet a stingray. Now it's my first foray, but I can't see the moray. The eel, for real, up in the coral being steel. I'm gonna try to find him while he's too busy hide. Let's jump in the other line, I wanna see some seals. Of course I know my rhymes are forced. You're getting bored, you can't afford to hear no more. So here's my last report. It's a motherfucking seahorse. Surprise, bitch. It's a freshwater verse. I don't need to coerce or be terse. This song's getting worse. I just spit a random word like salami, so I can say, man, that's a big ass gourami. Now this is pretty weird, it's not my typical vibe, but if you're entertained, then I think you should subscribe and hit the like. I know it's trite, but the algorithm's always right, so tell the feed you want to see more of me, Stephen P. 2003.